Hey, it's Donna again. I want to go back to a little bit of some of the boring stuff, okay? So do you remember the lesson where we talked about tapping out the pattern of a major scale, do, re, mi, the do, re, mi scale, and we can also call it the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We can call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No matter what we call it, okay, we will always tap out this pattern on a major scale. And I'm going to focus in on the C major scale because there's something about that you need to understand all the other major scales. All right, so again, the pattern is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So the distance between, okay, C and D is a whole, D and E is a whole, E and F is a half, F and G is a whole, G and A is a whole, A and B is a whole, B and C is a half. So pay attention to the C major scale. There is a place where you have natural half step, and it's always between E and F, all right? C, D, E, F, that's a half step. And then B and C. G, A, B, C. So on the C major scale, between E and F and B and C is a natural half step. All right, that's really important to remember, okay? Because when you start to play that pattern beginning on a different note than C, or do, or 1, you're going to have to understand something about sharps and flats and the need to adjust, okay? Otherwise, you won't play that scale correctly. So, how can I go forward with this? So I'm going to stop right there. So that's what's to remember. This is a very, very short one. Okay, again, remember, on the C major scale, natural half step between E and F, natural half step between B and C. And I'm going to show you a little something on paper so that that makes more sense to you when you perhaps want to start playing in the key of G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, the only one that follows the alphabet is if you start on A. All right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. All the other ones, there's only 8. So like if you're starting on C, you have to switch back and go back to C. All right, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. You can't go anywhere else but back to C. So C, D, E, F, G. Why do you go to A next? C, D, E, F, G. Because there's no, if you start on A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So if you start alphabetically, G is the last letter. So you got to go back to A. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's important to remember too, okay? So I'm going to stop right there. That's enough for this moment. Okay, talk to you soon.